Today's episode of the Saturday Sunday Hit Anime Show comes courtesy of Crunchyroll Funimation. Watch Lycoris Recoil along with us in sub or dub, with no subscription required. Also, check out Echo's amazing cover of Lycoris Recoil's first opening, Alive. Links to everything in the description below. Now, on to the show! Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Saturday Sunday Hit Anime Show. I'm your anime host, Older Bro.
I'm your other anime host, Younger Bro.
And today, we finish Lycoris Recoil. Because it doesn't have a season 2 yet. Oh, they were shot on the elevator. Oh.
Oh, she got hit.
Yep. They cut the power.
Oh, fuck.
Why do they look like they want to fuck each other?
She's just getting comfy.
Oh! Why can't you just use guns? I wish at least one of those was a real fucking bullet. Descend immediately or else. There she is under no danger. I promise you.
Ooh. Yep.
Elevator. But the ladder's there. But you're not under her command. It's all she needed. Here's the thing. It doesn't need to be her going up. It just needs to be that she questioned orders. Wow, you were within an inch. That's a fucking grenade! There goes the glass. She's walking on collapsing glass. Just shoot him in the fucking eye. That won't kill him. It'll just hurt like hell. And blind him. Actually, that might help his hearing. Don't do that.
Wow.
He wants a fair fight. Do we actually get to see what he looks like? I swear if he's a young girl, I'm just leaving. There must be balance.
Oh boy.
Holy shit! Mika's here to kick her ass. He has no problems walking and never has. Get off the stage.
Rough. Oh, he's gonna kill him.
He has never had a limp. I see. Don't even need the gunshot sound. The flash alone is enough. How many hours did it take her to climb the tower? That really looks like drugs every time I see it, but it is coffee.
You are a stubborn bastard.
It took her 40 minutes.
Damn.
I so want it to be there is no way to turn off the countdown on that phone. None at all. Did you? She shot the fucking door handle. Ooh, yeah. Goodbye. He thought he'd die too. Down with her. Ow.
Definitely one hell of a way to go.
That's more like it. That's more like it. That's gonna cut into her shoulder like hell.
It was all a joke.
Yeah. Hacker cheaped out. One final lie. She lived. She stopped to get a drink. It's a fucking miracle. There's a reason behind this daily life. That's like asking like your co-star to get a signature. Don't.
Wonder if Majima really is dead.
No. He can't die. This man is literally immortal.
Hey, look, it's the assassin guy.
Yep.
He's so pissed.
They finally showed up.
She's 007 now.
The Miyako Airport. This is still Japan.
It's Taki. It's
Chisato.
Chisato.
Yep. She's going in her, like, normal clothes. The most dangerous game. Yep. That's one. She was shot in the shoulder. Yes! You are not leaving. Only showed up. She only showed up because she was worried about Chisato and nothing else.
So this is retirement. So dull.
She's not retired, let's be honest.
Uh-huh. God, she has the worst possible fucking timing.
You're not dead. I like how they're at. This is all for the audience. This isn't for the characters. He was never going to do that, but let's say he was. He couldn't figure out what to write.
Oh boy. Oh, so she knows too.
Yep. Yep. No. That he wanted to give it to her after she killed him. Yes, he is. Yep. This man is only... Yep, that's fair. This man is only not John Wick because he's retired.
He's the master of John Wick.
Yeah.
And John Wick himself doesn't really have a master.
No,
And
because John Wick's the best. The master implies
Okay.
someone better.
he was trained.
Yes,
Don't get me.
but he is better than his master now.
But
There is no one he looks to and says, "You are my master."
Yeah. Actually, yes. No, there is sort of a teacher that he does have. But he has been trained by various different people, so he does have at least one guy he looks up to.
Yeah. Hawaii.
The first star to the right and straight on till morning.
Yep.
Uh,
And there is still more to it after the credits. So let's skip a few of the credits. So we're right now at 20, 22, 25.
Alright. She looks good in a ponytail.
It's been a while.
Oh, did they move the cafe?
Looks like it.
Oh, they're on the road cafe! Oh, poor Walnut.
Yeah, Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
It's the commander.
God damn. No hablo español.
How do you pronounce her name? Is this guy asking her out? So, that is actually the end.
That's
so-
great. Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah, that's so good. So yeah, guys, I would not expect a season 2 of this show for quite a long time because, as a reminder, this is an anime first show, which means that the manga is based on the anime and not the anime based on a manga.
And I'm guessing, just they haven't got around to season 2 yet.
Oh! So, yeah, making an anime-only show takes much longer because there's no source material to pull from, which means you have to plan everything out. You basically have to
it's
write
like
the
Invincible.
you
2.
basically have to write the manga as the notes for the show and then make the show. So it's like you have to do double the work.
Yeah.
So it's going to be quite a long time, but I would wholly expect they are going to have another season of this because, I mean, it's John Wick, but anime.
Yeah.
And that's infinite money right there. So, guys, that's it for the show. And now we move on to our favorite part, where we talk about our opinions of the show. So, what are your opinions of, I guess I should pronounce it correctly, Lycoris Recoil, the show I will never pronounce correctly, except in making a joke about how I never pronounce it correctly?
Okay, so about this anime, I loved it. There's still gore in it, but it's gore that I'm used to. It's like Call of Duty, it's like John Wick.
Yeah.
So I don't hate it at all. In fact, I would love a season 2.
Yeah. It's not gore, it's just blood.
It's blood, and I guess what I'm trying to say is, guys, I am a sucker for slice of life shows. I like shows that don't have a lot of death and consequences like this kind of show does. Now, with a movie, it's different. With John Wick, the whole point is to kill fucking everybody. And there really isn't a lot of characters that you can attach to quickly.
Yeah, because the entire point of that show is one man versus the literal world.
And Lycoris Recoil, it's different because there is a story for every character, including the enemies.
Yeah.
Now, the enemies, I knew they'll get their comeuppance in some formal way. They're not my concern. My concern is the main characters, the cast.
Yeah.
And if one of my favorite characters dies or gets brutally beaten in some way, I get a sickening feeling and I start
It's
to
called being sad.
Yeah.
It's a normal reaction.
So, in a way, my opinion is a little similar to ReZero. I love the show. Yes, it's different than ReZero, but ReZero has an excuse where you can show these gory scenes, but they reset the timeline.
Yeah.
I just don't like seeing it.
Yeah, ReZero's whole thing is, what if you got that feeling every time, and then we reset it, and all the characters were alive again, and you have to deal with the fact that you remember, but they're not dead.
Yeah. So, in Lycoris Recoil's case, there have been deaths in this show too.
But none of them were main characters.
None of them were main characters.
Which is usually kind of a negative thing, honestly. It's usually something you say when it's like, well, this show has no consequences.
No, one of them almost died though. Okay, yeah. 2 of them almost died.
But I would definitely say this is a show with little consequences though, because it's meant to be an action slice of life where the action is just kind of the setting.
So it's a different kind of show than ReZero, so let me try to judge it not like ReZero.
Yeah, I would say it's fair. It's only fair to judge this show based on the show itself.
So, again, the only thing I can compare it to is John Wick. It is John Wick, but anime. I don't know how else to describe it. Like,
yep.
So, there's bound to be, like, how do you say, there's bound to be circumstances where you're gonna mess up, and that happens to off-screen characters that we know nothing about.
Yeah.
So, even though I don't heavily enjoy the gory scenes with all the death and destruction, I can't, for the life of me, give this series a 9 out of 10. It is too good of a show, so I think it's 10 out of 10. Even though I would want to give it a 9 out of 10 because of the gore and such, I can't force myself to give it that. It doesn't deserve that. It deserves 10 out of 10. I want to see more of it. So, 10 out of 10 for me.
Alright, guys. So, me watching through it, I've attempted to watch John Wick before. I cannot really get over, like, I've never been able to get through John Wick. Mostly because I find it to be very gory. Like, the weird thing about John
Wick's score is up to 11, and Lycoris Recoil is a 5.
Yeah. Chisato is very much like John Wick, except Chisato will not kill. So, she has the exact same level of skill of combat, but will never actually kill you, even if you really wish that she would kill you.
Yeah, except John Wick gets shot more, but his pain receptor is so fucking high.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing, is John Wick is meant to be a much more, it's not meant to be more realistic, but it's meant to be more...
He has more guns pointed at him than Chisato does. So he was bound to get hit, eventually.
Yeah, the thing I would say is that it's meant to be a show where there's more consequences. It's meant to be a show where people are actually dying, where things are actually happening. It's not a slice of life. It's a full action show.
Action.
So, people get shot, people do die, and people you care about die. This is very much a slice of life first. It's a show that has a lot of action in it, and that's how all these characters know each other, but the action is almost a setting. The slice of life is the main part of the show. And so in terms of, is it a good slice of life? Absolutely, it's a very good slice of life. I enjoyed the interactions with these characters. I enjoyed the fact that a bad slice of life show would have spent the entire season 1 just getting to the fight scene with Takina and Chisato against DA. Just getting to the part where she overcomes wanting to get back in DA and finally accepting her place at the cafe. That would have been the whole season 1 for a worse. For a worse slice of life show. Lycoris Recoil very much knows that you're here for both action and slice of life. So they get through that character motivation within 3 episodes. And they don't rush it. It feels earned, but it definitely has a weight to it. So I think that they do the slice of life aspect really well. I think that they do the spy / assassin aspect well. I very much enjoyed pretty much everything about this show. There are things that, like, I can't quite word some of the things that, like, I feel like this show could have been a bit better, but I don't see any concrete way it could have been. But I just have that feeling in the back of my head of, like, they could have done something better, but I can't figure it out. I mean, obviously I could easily just say, just kiss already, but that's just me, like, joking around. But I do completely understand why people ship these two characters so heavily, because I think the show does.
I feel that too.
Yeah. But yeah, I think if there's anything that I feel kind of strange about, it's just the fact and just how they handled the villains in this show. They made both villains are one-dimensional characters, but, well, actually, I wouldn't even say Majima is a one-dimensional character. He very much sees himself as the balancer. He sees himself as the guy whose goal in life is to make both sides able to win. He doesn't care if he's on the side of good or the side of evil. He cares about being in balance.
He might as well be Thanos.
Sort of. So, he sees it as unjust that people are just taken out without a second recourse. And so he's balancing that out. But as he said, it's like, if DA didn't exist, he'd be on these guys' side. And the funny thing is, I think he'd still be a villain. That's the weird thing about it, is that if this show was set in a different world, Majima would be on the girl's side, and they would be some rogue counter-terrorist group that's just killing people before they can commit their crimes. But that's the weird part of this show, is it's borderline dystopian. It edges right up to the point of being a dystopian show, which is the word I couldn't think of that other time that I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Instead, I kept trying to think of cyberpunk and other things. But yeah, this show very much sets up its story of being semi-dystopian in the sense that you have this organization that has some vague government oversight, but who's tasked with no crimes, no guns, peace and safety at all costs.
It's definitely something.
Yeah, and the police don't know about it. Nobody knows about it. Except whoever the hell is there.
Who started it.
Yeah, whoever the hell is... Because the old man, and this is very clearly over Lilibel, and the person I keep thinking is a guy who's actually a girl, is very clearly over... the Lycoris. So, they answer to someone. It's very clear they do. But I don't know who.
We don't know yet.
Yeah. Someone in the government. Regardless. So yeah, this is a thoroughly enjoyable show. Anyways, finishing what I was saying earlier, though. I kind of feel... I don't know how I feel about the fact that Mr. Allen, who's not actually Allen of Allen Institute, I think. That guy is so one-dimensional. Because his entire goal is just, she must kill at all costs and there is no alternative. And not even his own daughter's words can convince him otherwise. He sits back looking at the fact of, she didn't listen to a thing I said. And it's like, because you're not worth listening to. But yeah, no, the entire scene with Misha, so good. Just I will say I am interested in seeing if Chisato ever figures out why she survived.
I don't know.
Because if she thinks that it's just the heart was in the case to begin with. The interesting question to me is, did he actually cut out his own heart, or did he just have a heart in his chest?
I think he lied about that. I think
No, I think it actually was in his chest. That's why Misha killed him. He had to kill him. The heart was in him. I just don't know if he actually hooked it up. Or did he just have a heart just sitting in his chest somewhere?
He probably did.
I don't know.
Let's just assume yes.
So, it's going to be interesting if she finds out that her loving father had to take out her hateful father.
Yeah, that's for the next season.
Yeah. The next season's going to be fucked up. And we already know that they're not welcome back at DA.
Nope.
So, that means they're full-on independent, even though they keep getting calls from DA.
They're too good.
I really don't know what's going to happen now. I know there's going to be another season, but I can't figure out what the next season's going to end up being.
It's gonna be.
It's a very good climax. So yeah, guys, I'm going to say this show's a 10 out of 10, but there's some part of me that really wants to say it's not. There's part of me that wants to set this a little bit lower, but I can't find a concrete reason to do so.
The only reason I'd give it a 9 out of 10 would have been because of, the gore and such. But really, there wasn't too much of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, that's the point of the show.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things that I always struggle with in a show. Of part of criticizing a show has to be the interplay between what the author intended for the show and what would make a good show. Because there are several things that shows can do. For example, ReZero has their death reset scenes. And
yes, and it's very fucking gory.
Yeah, it's very gory. And so, on one hand, you take off points because it's gory and you don't like that. But on the other hand, it's the situation of, if they had done less gore, would it have been impactful? Would you have cared as much if they just had some blood on them and were laying on the floor dead, but it wasn't that gory, and then they reset?
I think there's a difference in gore here. It's a different kind of gore. That's why I don't mind giving it a 10 out of 10. Because with ReZero, you get to see these girls getting twisted up,
yes,
neck snap,
yep,
stuff like that.
Yeah.
In Lycoris Recoil,
yeah,
explosions,
yep, it's much
things
more
I'm used to.
Exactly.
So
that's the problem. Is that it's hard for me to agree in a show like this of any blood and gore should be a point off, because it's a situation of, in my opinion, in ReZero, that amount of blood and gore was necessary every single time. And so reducing
even if
it
it's necessary, I just didn't like watching
exactly.
That's why
that's why I'm saying that this is the problem I come down to anytime I try to rate a show. Of, if I can't find a concrete reason why the show is worse off for a decision, I kind of have to ignore it. Because, yeah, in my mind, I feel like this show should be a little bit less than 10. But if I don't have a reason for doing so, it's if I can't find a reason, then it shouldn't get discounted because I feel like it.
To me, someone getting shot in the face is a little bit different than somebody's neck getting snapped. Then snapped again.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm of the opinion that if you're doing that, there needs to be a reason for it. And ReZero definitely had a reason for it. They made it need to be that gruesome every single time to emphasize to the audience and to Subaru, this is how important this is. It is literally more than a matter of life and death. So it's if they had discounted that, if they'd made it just a little bit of blood, I feel like that would have lessened the effect into a point where it just wouldn't have mattered as much.
Okay, it would have been a 10 out of 10 if I would have ignored the gore. However, because the gore is still in it and because I don't like seeing that, it's a 9 out of 10. Otherwise, I think it deserves a 10 out of 10. I'm just not giving it that.
Yeah. So, again, me and Younger Bro have slightly different criteria of analyzing anime, and that's fine. We're different people, and that's why we average the scores.
Yeah, I
so that
want
we
to
can
see I want to see the season 2 ReZero. It's just I want to wait quite a while because I know how gory it's going to be.
Yep. But we are having a second season of it. Just like we'll have a second season of this whenever this show comes out.
Just like Satan Academy.
Yep, just like Satan Academy. Any show that has a second season, if we enjoy it, we'll watch it. So, that's going to be it for this show. We will come back next time with something completely different.
And I know what it's going to be. I'm so excited.
So, until then, we'll see you all on the next Saturday, Sunday Hit Anime.
Goodbye.